Australia seems like a really scary country to live in. Yep, that's it. That's all I got. That's the intro right there. In 1788, the first British fleet arrived in Australia. They found hundreds of nations, languages, and trade networks, highly adapted to the harsh geography. The land was taken and the indigenous population displaced and devastated. In the 1800s, the British expanded inland, which meant conflicts with the indigenous groups, the gold rush, and massive immigration plus wealth. Australia became a resource extraction economy. In 1901, the colonies united and created the Federation of Australia, a self-governing nation within the British Empire, which later fought alongside Britain in World War I and World War II. After World War II, Australia shifted its reliance from Britain to the United States. During the Cold War, Australia built its economy on mining and trade with Asia. Later tensions would emerge as it depends on the US for security and China for its economy. Today, Australia is one of the richest countries per capita, highly urbanized and isolated. Speaking of isolation, Australia is a continent and a country. Isolation means security from invasion, but also dependence on trade routes because of its massive deserts and semi-arid land. Australia is hard to invade and hard to develop. Australia is still a resource-driven economy. Major exports include iron ore, coal, natural gas, gold, and lithium. It also produces wheat, beef, wine, and dairy, but mining and commodities are the backbone of trade and wealth. 20% of its GDP comes from exports. Main trade partners include China, Japan, South Korea, and the US. Australia has a skilled workforce, urbanized economy, and a financial services hub. Because of its strong institutions and low corruption, it can weather global shocks better than many countries. With approximately 26 million people, it is one of the lowest population densities in the world. 85 to 90% live in cities, which are often heavily concentrated. A large number of the population is foreign-born, with major migration flows from the UK, China, and India. Like most developed countries, it has low birth rates and an aging population. Australia's military is called the Australian Defence Force, comprised of the Army, Navy, and Air Force. With 80,000 active personnel and 58,000 reserves, its strongest alliances include the ANZUS Treaty and the Quad. Australia has a military budget of $50 billion annually, investing heavily in submarines with future nuclear capabilities, advanced fighter jets, and drones, plus cyber warfare, small yet capable military. Australia is a federal parliamentary democracy and a constitutional monarchy. Head of state is the monarch of the UK, which is mostly ceremonial. Head of government is the Prime Minister. Australia has a stable rule of law, but domestic challenges include immigration, multiculturalism, indigenous rights, and reconciliation, the climate policy, resource extraction, and rising urban-rural divide. Contemporary Australian culture is diverse and reflects the country's indigenous traditions, British and Irish heritage. Australia shapes global perception with famous exports in movies, music, sports, which attracts tourism investment and talent. Australia is massive, rich in resources, stable and advanced, but it is also isolated, reliant on the US and trade.